If you wear sunscreen and you're still tanning, this is why. Countries like South Korea, Japan, and France, their sunscreens have newer chemical filters that I'll list right here that basically provide way more protection against UV rays than the sunscreens in the US do.
So there's been a lot of talk about how US sunscreens do not perform anywhere near to the same level as European and Asian sunscreens. And as a scientist who actively formulates sunscreens, this is where my wheelhouse is. Fundamentally, the main concern is just the level of protection attainable with US sunscreen, just because they always say the US filters are so outdated. My main argument against that is that avobenzone is a primary main UVA filter that we have available in the US, and it is still used in international sunscreens pretty much regularly. Avobenzone has excellent performance. It is easily stabilizable in formulation, and that's why it's still used. Internationally, they're able to use more innovative, more efficient filters, T. And with that, they're able to use lower concentrations of those filters that we don't have in the US, so they're able to get more elegant formulations, yes. But in terms of protection values, you can get US sunscreens that perform just as good as international sunscreens. Case in point, the main basis of this argument is around how sunscreens earn their ratings, the main one being based around UVA protection. When you get into the ratings, internationally, the two main things you're going to see for UVA protection are in Asia, you'll see a PA4+ for like very high protection. That equals about a UVA PF of 16 or higher. That's based on a PPD scale. That's called the persistent pigment darkening, and that is UVA. The other scale is in the EU. The UVA protection value has to equal at least 1/3 of the SPF value of the sunscreen. In order to showcase that, you'll see a UVA circle on a product. What I'm here to tell you is that you can easily find a lot of American sunscreens that have that PA4+. For example, this one's from Naturium. Both their tinted and untinted Dew Glow sunscreen have PA4+, as does the UV Reflect. I believe all of Beekman sunscreens also have that PA4+ rating on them. The Ordinary's new sunscreen I found out was PA4+ as well. This is an American formulation that they do sell internationally. On that same note, Bioma, they have their new sunscreens. The SPF 50 in Europe has that UVA circle designation on it. That is the same formulation, same ingredients and everything that they also sell in the US. So that is a US-based formulation that performs and meets EU standards to have that UVA circle on it. And also just for reference, if the sunscreen's at least an SPF 50, again, I mentioned the UV PF has to equal at least 1/3 of the SPF value to get that circle on there. If the SPF is 50, the UVA PF has to be at least 16.8, I believe, and therefore that is at least a PA4+ on the PPD scale that the Asian sunscreens use. So US sunscreens can and do perform very well, very comparably to international sunscreens. They're just as good. They are adequate formulations. Buy the sunscreen that you can easily get, that you're going to want to wear, that you will wear regularly.
A large majority of US sunscreens don't protect against UVA at all.